Today we are going to look at isometric drawing, and this isometric drawing is used to draw a three-dimensional figure. As you can look at the rules that we are going to follow for isometric drawing. So we have the isometric axis inclined at 30 degrees from the horizontal. Then we also have the vertical line. So we're going to draw the lines which are going to be parallel to the isometric axis on the right hand side. Others will be parallel to the isometric axis on the left hand side. And we also have lines that are going to be vertical. So we start with a simple diagram, but this is what you are going to observe all through when you are drawing the isometric drawings or the figures. If you change the angle and use another angle other than 30, then your figure is going to be distorted. Of course, we have other forms of isometric drawing where it uses different angles. So we have other format where two angles are going to be the same. So this one, if I draw, I extend a vertical line, I'll use a dotted line. You'll find that we have three sections. That is one of them, another one, then the third one. So these three sections will have equal angles, that is 120 degrees, 120 degrees, and this also 120 degrees. So we have other formats where the three sections will not be having the same degrees, so that we have one format where two sections will have the same angle. Then we have the other one where all the angles are not equal. But let us look at this basic one where we have all the angles equal. So we are going to use this figure. We'll use this figure for our practice. And as you can see, it's a pretty simple figure which can be used to illustrate isometric drawing. So we are going to start with the horizontal line. Then we'll indicate our starting point. Of course, we'll start with the construction lines. We start by using construction lines. So we have there the isometric axis. So basically that's where we start from. So we'll be measuring along the isometric axis and also along the vertical lines. So we can start with that dimension of 50 millimeters along the right hand side. That is 50 millimeters. Then along the left hand side is 15 millimeters. Then we are going to draw vertical lines from those 2 points, the point of 15 millimeters and 50 millimeters. So we'll draw vertical lines using set squares. So you align your set square with the horizontal. So I'll bring the other set square, draw that vertical line, then come to the point of 15, draw the vertical line. Next we have this overall height of 35 millimeters. So we can measure that along these 3 vertical lines that we have. Then when we join, we join first that one. Then we also have that. So I can complete the rest using the set squares. So I'll draw a line parallel to this line starting from this point. So first you align the set square. Align the set square with that line. Let me change. Then the other line is parallel to this line starting from that point. So the same process, you align. There you get it. Then we have this dimension indicated here, 5 millimeters. So we're going to measure 5 millimeters. That one we can use as, we can change to a smaller pair of compass. use 5. There you have 5 millimeters. So I can draw a vertical line from that mark of 5 millimeters. So you align with the horizontal, then I bring it here. That is 5 millimeters. You can also draw a line parallel to this line from that point of 5 millimeters. There you have it. Then there's this height of 20 millimeters. So from the bottom we're going to measure 20 millimeters. That is 20 millimeters. So I'll draw a line from that point parallel to this line. So first, so you align just that way. So remember, all these lines have to be the lines that are supposed to be parallel, and you have to ensure that they are parallel. Have that line. The other one will be parallel to this line. So that will go up to that point, but you can extend it, there is no harm. Then we have this distance 15 millimeters. There you can draw vertical line. Of course, the vertical lines should be parallel to each other. So I can use this vertical line as my reference point. Goes up to the top. Then from that point we're going to draw another line parallel to this. So we have it. Then we have been shown here that this distance, the distance there is 5 millimeters. This distance here. So we are going to measure 5 millimeters. Then again we are having this length as 10, so it means what remains here is 5 millimeters, because we had been given this one as 15. So we can measure this 5. So the 5 millimeters we're going to measure. So that is the 5. I can also measure there 5, so that I just join now without the use of the set square. Then can measure 10. That's the 10 millimeters. So I'll measure along those lines. Then I can easily join. Of course, taking care of the line that we need. So I can just use that construction line. So we're going to draw vertical lines, or draw perpendicular lines, one from this point, another one from here, then another one from this point. Of course, all the vertical lines should be parallel to each other. So I'll use one of the lines as my reference. So the first line is coming from that point. The second one. Then the third one. Then we already have this line, so I'm going to draw this line up to this corner, going this way, then I finish up with this one. So of course those ones are parallel lines. So first I'm going to draw this. So it is starting from this point, and that line is parallel to the lines along the isometric axis on the right hand side. So we can use any. So I'll use that as a reference point. So it has moved. Of course, it's supposed to end there. Then the other line, this one here, is parallel to the isometric axis on the left. starting from that corner, ending at this point. Then there's another one. This line, it is parallel to the lines or the isometric axis on the right hand side. So we are going to use any, I can use this one. I'll use that as a reference. There you have it. So the other line, now this one, it is parallel to the isometric axis or the lines on the left hand side. There you have it. So we have completed that side. So whatever is remaining is now this side. So we're going to draw a vertical line, 15 millimeters from this side, from the end. So from that point, I'm going to draw a vertical line. Then after drawing that vertical line, I'm also going to draw this. It is parallel to that line. Then there is this height of 5 millimeters. So it's from there. 5 millimeters. Then you simply, so have that 5. Then if you take, you've been given this height of 20 millimeters. So from that point, then you measure 20 millimeters, you're going to get the point where the slant ends. The slant starts at a height of 5 millimeters, then it proceeds for a height of 20 millimeters. So if you take that, that is a total of 25 millimeters. So it means that from the top here, it is the remaining, so it is 35 minus 25. You get that it is 10 millimeters from the top. So So you measure 10 millimeters from the top. So you're going to measure it from that point. Then you simply join it. And there you have it. Now for us to complete that drawing, we draw whatever is supposed to be visible using the outline. So you make those outlines to be bold. So I'm just making the lines to be bold because we have been using construction lines. Remember, when you're drawing, when you're constructing the figure, it's better you use the construction lines so that later you can draw the outline for the lines that are supposed to be visible. So I've made the lines to be bold, and there you can see the figure. So they look the same. So that one has been drawn in isometric. Thank you.